Go ahead.
When he was 7 years old, when my stepfather was 7 years old, something happened that had never happened before in the United States. Women got the right to vote. Now, as a 7-year-old, I would have thought he would remember this, but I could never get him to really talk to me about it. I suspect because maybe his rather conservative family thought that was wrong and women shouldn't get to vote. When I was 5 years old, John Lewis was so badly beaten that his skull was fractured just because he wanted to vote, which would have been unthinkable for his parents. Later on, of course, he became a revered congressman. When I was 21 years old, Sandra Day O'Connor became the very first woman on the Supreme Court. A couple of years ago, Ketanji Brown Jackson joined the Supreme Court, and the fact that she's a woman doesn't even seem like that big a deal. And a few years ago, some friends of mine who had been together for many, many years were finally able to get married, even though both of them are women. I remember the first day that same-sex marriage became legal in the state of Massachusetts, and people waited outside the courthouse all night long so they could get married as soon as it opened. And there were two men holding a sign that said 49 years. They'd been together for 49 years and they could finally get married. So why am I talking about this? Because during my lifetime, so many things have happened that I never thought that I would live to see, and these are just some of them. Recently, some young members of my family went on social media to talk about how disheartened and sad and very, very angry they are at the things going on in the world right now. I don't even need to tell you what they are. We all read the headlines. We all know. And I feel the same way, and maybe you do too. And I'm not saying that there's not a lot wrong with the world, and I'm certainly not saying that we don't need to try and change it. But what I am saying is that it helps, at least it helps me, to take a step back and look at all the things that have happened that I never thought I would see. And remember that we should never stop hoping, and we should never stop working to make this the world we want to be in, because only people who see the big picture and only people who hope can make that change. So that's what I wish for you in 2025 and for everyone that you love. Happy New Year.